Okay, I think we're on air now. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the EMR 14 preparatory webinar. We are really excited to have you all here. And first of all, I'd like to I think we're on air now. Hello, everyone, and I'd like to introduce everyone who is in the room. First of all, we have Yazid, our General Assistant for the EMR. We have Mahmoud, our Regional Assistant for Capacity Building. We have Marwin, our SCOME Regional Assistant for the EMR. We have Mena, our SCORP Regional Assistant, together with Omnia, our SCOPH Regional Assistant. We also have Iheb, our SCORE Regional Assistant. Adli, our SCORE Regional Assistant. Last but not least, we have Iman, our SCOPE Regional Assistant. These people are your EMR regional team. Myself, Salma, I'm from Tunisia, and I'm your regional director for the EMR. Moving into the topic, we have those slides that we're gonna show you. Why we're having this webinar. So we were discussing, and we thought that throughout this 1 hour webinar that we will be presenting today, we spend some time together. We'll enable you to come better prepared for the regional meeting, and we will be explaining a bit better what you can expect from your attendance, what you need to prepare in advance as participant, whether it's your first participation. In that case, you should know, and a bit about what is a regional meeting about, but still you'll have a better insight on the structure of of this IFMSA official meeting. If you have attended several IFMSA GAs or regional meetings, then it's going to be one more chance to review the most important topics and to get to know what we have prepared specifically for this regional meeting. We will be opening a space for questions and answers at the end of the webinar. So if you have any questions at any time, do not hesitate to share them in the thread. And we will be happy to answer all of your questions. So as introductions, I'd like to start with IFMSA meeting. As you may know, we have 2 IFMSA General Assemblies, one in March and the second one in August. The next one will be held in March in Egypt. We also have 5 regional meetings in our 5 IFMSA regions. Africa, the Americas, Europe, Asia Pacific, and the EMR. Once a year, students from our region meet all together and have the occasion to discuss important topics and related to the issues that we're facing in their animals, whether related to the standing committees work or in the management of the animal. This event is a unique opportunity for our members from the region to meet, discuss, exchange ideas, knowledge, and experience that you do not necessarily have the occasion to do throughout the year and in other occasions. You might also use this as a chance to discuss possible future collaborations with other participants from other animals. Another point, and from a logistical point of view and from the OC side, I'm happy to announce to you that that now both the pre-EMR and the EMR itself will be held in the same hotel. It's going to be in the 5 Stars Hotel, the one that was introduced in the invitation package for the EMR. It's going to be in Marrakesh, and it's the Imperial Eden Andalou Aquapark Spa. So in case you're attending the pre-EMR, the OC will take you from the airport on the arrival day. If you're staying for the EMR, you will not have to move. If you're arriving for the regional meeting, then it's going to be in that hotel as well. So regarding the pre-EMR, it's going to start in the 2nd of February until the 5th. If you're attending, you know, you must be excited because it's in about a week now. We will have 3 working days until the 5th. The 5th will be also the arrival day for the EMR participants. So in case you're leaving right after the pre-EMR, you'll have some free time on the last day. and before leaving on the 6th. In case you're staying, then you will be staying with us for the opening ceremony on that night. For this pre-EMR, we will have 5 workshops. First one is the external representation policy making in IFMSA. It is the workshop that is going to be delivered by Sane, our liaison officer to public health issues, Yone, our liaison officer to students organization, and Saad, IFMSA Morocco president. This workshop will train the participants on the basic skills of external representation, policy making, and its usage on international, regional, and national level, which will qualify the participants in an active role in these processes in IFMSA. We will also have the 9 steps to a better exchange that is going to be delivered by Kate, our SCORP director, Adli, our SCORP regional assistant, and Sulaiman, the MIO from Women. And this workshop will actually give the participants concrete tools and skills on how to make their exchanges even better in order to provide the best experience for exchange students in the region. We have the TMAT, the famous SCOME training that is going to be delivered by Marwen, our SCOME regional assistant, Lina, the SCOME development assistant, and Cookie, Nomi from Association Tunisia. And it will give the participants the tools to not only spread the knowledge about medical education, but to provide students with the necessary tools to create a bilateral impact on their own education. We also have the SCORA workshop, which is a women's reproductive health and access to safe abortion, that is going to be delivered by IHEP, our SCORA regional assistant for the EMR, together with Anshruta, the SCORA director. And it will actually review how access to safe abortion is a fundamental human right and explore the devastating consequences unsafe abortion brings open women in society, especially in the EMR. Last but not least, we have the famous TNT that is going to be delivered by Mahmoud, our regional assistant for capacity building for the EMR, together with Yazid, our general assistant for the EMR, and Daniel, the regional assistant for capacity building for Europe. This workshop will help participants to be trained and develop their skills and help them become a better version of themselves. They will learn how to train and inspire others, how to organize and facilitate training sessions, among other skills. So that's for the pre-EMR. Those 5 workshops were chosen in considering the EMR priorities, and we hope that the participants will get the most out of this experience. Now, moving on to the regional meeting itself, you can see now the EMR general agenda that was also shared on the server and on the general survival kits and in all standing committee survival kits. I'd like to emphasize once more, whatever morning session or standing or president session you're attending, make sure that you review your standing committee survival kit. Your regional assistant have put a lot of effort in those to make sure that you are prepared for the session that you're going to attend. You should also be checking the general survival kit to know a bit more about the general information about the regional meeting. Everything you need to know is there. It's shared on the EMR server and on the EMR Facebook group. It's not only for presidents, it's for everyone attending the regional meetings so that you come prepared for the EMR. You can also download it and you'll get your documentation and you'll have a better insight that you can use at any time in case you cannot watch the video again. And you can even check it on the plane in your way to Morocco. But we would really prefer that you do it prior to that so that you are prepared and you are aware of everything you need to prepare in advance. So talking about the EMR now, you can see the general agenda. We will review now session by session. We will try to address what we're going to have, the changes that we are making, what you need to prepare for, and what you can expect from us. So now, first of all, we will start with morning session and with standing committees. Specifically, we will have the SCOPH session with Omnia.
Hi everyone, hi SCOPHers. I'd love to quickly brief you about the SCOPH sessions. And the most important thing is on the first day, we have an NCD themed like day where we will start by discussing NCDs as well as mental health. On the second day, we have research in public health, which was the most wanted topic. So this is why it's very special for me to discuss it with you, as well as public health in the medical curriculum, which is one of the pillars of the SCOPH strategy, so that we can discuss it truly in joint session with SCOME. And on the third day, which is the most important day, we have EMR, which is on based on the votes of the MPOs that has been going on for the past month. It has been our EMR regional priority. So I'm really happy to introduce this topic to you and discuss it truly with our beautiful sessions team. We also have climate change, UHC, and finally you have wrap up. I'd also like to highlight that I want each of you as a delegate to bring materials from your NMO, presenting your NMO's activities. It can be photos, it can be any materials that you have used during your campaigns as flyers or posters, and we want to decorate our SCOPH sessions with it. I'd really, really love to have you, and if you have absolutely any questions, please don't hesitate to text me, WhatsApp me, email me, anything. I'm available. Thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, Omnia. So now SCORP Sessions.
Hi everyone, my name is Ihab. I'm from Tunis, and I will be joining this EMR with a very beautiful set of sessions team. We will have Anshurta Rudayo, the SCORP director, Suhaila, the regional assistant from Europe, Ghada Alimi from Association Tunisia, and Iman Hassan Mohammed from IFMSA Egypt. When we thought about preparing the sessions for this EMR, we thought that one of the most important things that we wanted to give this time around was to have sessions that are very relevant to the challenges that we face when it comes to reproductive health in our region. So we thought of sessions that are engaging and interactive, but we really wanted everyone to leave with something that they could work with back home. This is why, in the same spirit of trying to reach out to more people, we also translated the survival kit to Arabic, and we shared both the English and Arabic version with all of you. So there is no excuse for not reading it. So if you prefer to read it in Arabic, just read it in Arabic and come prepared to the sessions. Now I would like to go a little bit just over the agenda. I will not be going through all of them because the explanation again is in the survival kit, but I will mention a few points. For the HIV and the EMR, we will be lucky to be joined by the UN AIDS country director for Morocco, which is Dr. Kamal Alami, and he will also be with us in the theme event. So that should be really an opportunity to get to know more about the current situation of HIV in our region. For the sex work session, we will also try to have an external from Marrakesh itself to discuss the topic. And finally, in the regional collaboration, we will try to find a way to make SCORA better in most of our region and to make it work more in animals where it's not very active. Finally, just to not talk for long, some general notes that maybe all of the delegates coming to the SCORA sessions should know about. Please be punctual and on time because we will have externals, so please be on time. Please try to attend all of the 3 days because some of the sessions are kind of linked and I don't want you to lose some of the things that you should really know about. And bring a lot of red, bring posters for all your amazing activities, and just be sure that it will be a very safe space. You will have fun and you will learn a lot. Now we go to SCOME.
Thank you, Ihab. Sessions. First of all, I'm really looking forward to meeting all the EMR's comedians that are going to be present at the EMR's SCOME Sessions. And the session team and I are very we've been working so hard for weeks to develop the best sessions for you. And we have developed 3 themes for each day. First day, we're going to have the first theme, which is developing medical students skills, which is about how to introduce you to the best activities so you can offer a new educational platform within your universities. So we're going to talk about items, SCOME programs. We're going to talk about the projects that you are the quality indicators for each project, as well as making an impact on your medical curriculum through your activities. Second day, we're going to talk about the polyvalence of medical education, and we're going to go through all our medical education systems within the EMR to explore them a little bit and see what are the actions that you can do as comedians to develop your curriculum and improve the impact of the curriculum of your medical education. We're going to talk about global health issues and as well public health issues and their relation to medical education, and what actions can you take as comedians to make public health and global health part of your curriculum. Third day, it's going to be about SCOME and beyond, which is all what you can do in medical education and beyond medical education, so you can be part of the whole image of SCOME. And we're going to talk about medical education external and representation, as well as the many focus areas of external representations of SCOME, such as social accountability, as well as we're going to talk about the capacity building of your members and how to make your comedians more knowledgeable about the medical education issues and how to be how to have the skills to tackle these issues as well. And I have only like several advices for you. First of all, like feel free to express yourself within the sessions. Don't be shy, share your ideas. It's from your ideas that we are going to develop the best actions for our regions and for SCORE, and as well as bring a lot of white and black t-shirts so for our final photo, as well as to talk to anyone and collaborate so we can develop ideas and work closely together as a region. Yeah, so that's it for SCOME, and we're going to move to the next morning sessions.
Hi
Which
everyone.
is
My name is Menna Rifai and I'm the SCORP RA for the EMR. I'm very excited to see you in Morocco in the next EMR. For the past 2 months, I've been working with the sessions team and preparing the most amazing sessions to deliver to you guys. My sessions team is Adham Osama from IFMC Egypt, Noor Hamza from Lamsek Lebanon, and Ali Khafega from IFMC Joe. And we'd be very, very lucky to have our own SCORP director and liaison officer, Ogona and Michael, to deliver also some sessions with us. Now I'm going to get an overview for the agenda for the SCORP sessions and the EMR. For the first day, we're going to have an introduction about SCORP and about the whole 3 days we're going to spend together. And we're also going to have Human Rights 101, followed by a session about peace and conflict. Day 2, it's going to be the most crowded day. We're going to have a session about children's rights and also a session about freedom of speech. And we're also going to go over IFMC programs and policymaking and human rights advocacy. On day 3, we're going to have a session about mental health, which was the most common vote for the NORPs to have for the sessions. We are going to also be joined in this session by an external talking about psychological first aid. And also in the third day, we're going to have SCORP Fair, and I also want to highlight that all participants that should go to SCORP sessions should have their posters and materials, so we can have so the other animals can see their work. And also we're going to finalize with a wrap up and our group photo, and that's it. Thank you.
Hi everyone. So my name is Iman and I'm the SCOPE Regional Assistant for the EMR. So I'll be giving you a quick overview of the SCOPE and SCORE Sessions agenda for this EMR meeting. So on day 1, we'll start with an introduction and the team building. Then we will update you on the regional and international achievements made in both SCOPE and SCORE since the beginning of this term. After that, we'll have 2 parallel sessions, an introduction for SCOPE and SCORE for beginners, and a session on the Perfect Exchange Officer for the advanced participants. After 20 minutes break, we will have another parallel sessions. an introduction to academic quality for beginners, and a session on academic quality and recognition for advanced participants. On day 2, we'll start with an energizer, and then we will have a sharing is caring session where participants will be able to share their NMO exchange experiences and successes. Then we'll have a session on financial planning and fundraising in exchanges. After the break, we'll show you how to activate SCOPE and SCORI exchanges in your NMOs and LCs. Topic of visa issues and give you solutions on how to deal with them and prevent them from happening to your exchange students. On day 3, we'll start with an energizer, and we will work on 5 different small working groups. Then we'll have 2 parallel sessions, global health in exchanges for SCOPE participants and gap exchanges for SCORI participants. After the break, we'll have a short training that will provide participants with tools and tips on how to promote their exchanges, which will be very useful for them during the exchanges fair that will take place right after this training. After lunch, we'll have our closing session where we'll have a wrap-up of all what has been said during the sessions and present the outcomes of all the small working groups. We will take, of course, the time to take some group pictures and say goodbye. So Adli, the SCORI RA for the EMR will give you more details about the exchange fair and the exchange poster fair later during this webinar. For the sharing is caring session, as it was just said, it's an open space for exchange participants to share their NMO experiences and successes in exchanges. We would like to remind EMR News and Noise that the deadline to send their presentation is the 25th of January. Now I'll let you with Adli, the SCORI Regional Assistant for the EMR, who will tell you more about the exchanges fair.
Hi everyone, I'm Adli, your SCORI RA for the EMR. The exchanges fair, I assume most of you know all about the exchanges fair, but for you who don't, the exchanges fair is the most fun session of the exchange sessions in any IFMSA meeting. And basically, it's an opportunity for all NMOs to promote for their exchange programs, either SCOPE or SCORI. This EMR, we're having it on day 3 of sessions, and it will be opened only for exchange officers. Officers should bring promotional materials, souvenirs, and gifts to promote for their exchange programs. But we are focusing on sustainability and minimizing waste. So think twice before printing any materials or bringing any gifts that could be unnecessary. And also, we are happy to announce that we'll have a competition between NMOs for the best exchange program title. So do your best for your promotion and come prepared.
Okay, thank you everyone for those nice presentation. As for the president session, as you have seen probably or hopefully, sessions will be divided by topics. So day by day, for the first day, it's going to be more focused on the animals. So it's going to be more about the internal work that you're conducting. We will review the first quarter of the term. Whatever was happening within the region, we'll be reviewing the EMR annual working plan, the work that was conducted by the regional team, as well as the work done within the animals, whether you were faced obstacles internally as animals. That will be more on the session on animal management. We will also discuss collaborations within the region, discuss the common areas of work that we can develop, and evaluate the first try of the EMR regional body system that we implemented since the beginning of this term. We will then have a session on finances that is going to be delivered by our Vice President for Finances. During day 2, it's going to be more about IFMSA and the preparation of the first plenary that we will have at the end of that day. So we will start with a session on how to be involved in IFMSA. It's going to be a parallel session for the head of delegations. It's going to be a kind of advanced session, and we will have a participant session for those attending the president session. We will then start the preparation. We will have some time allocated to the EMR 15 host presentation. As you have seen on the EMR server, we have received 3 applications for the EMR 15 host. We will have here during the president session the time for presentation and questions from the animals. We will then have session on EMR regulation discussion and the amendments that were suggested. We only have received amendments by the small working group on EMR regulation amendments that we would be reviewing. We will also use this timing to review the work that was conducted by the small working group. We will end the day with a plenary simulation issues. I think I was caught. I hopefully was not. And together with Yone, our liaison officer to students organization, we will then have an alumni discussion. This session is mostly about the alumni involvement in IFMSA, how we can potentialize alumni links, how alumni are being important and helpful for the animals in their internal work. We will also have sessions on programs that will help us measure the impact of the IFMSA animals that we are making throughout programs. We will also try to review and have an overview of the current structure of programs and how to be more involved and engaged as animals into the structure and empowerment that it can bring to the animal project to get involved into programs. We will then have a session on capacity building in the region, as it is one of the priorities for the EMR. We will discuss the opportunities that our region and our animals offer at the moment and what we can do to improve capacity building of our members. Okay, so now moving on.
So hello everyone. So I'm going to talk about the NMO hour a little bit. So for the NMO hour, it is as well known as the holy hour. It is kind of the only time that you will meet up with your entire delegation. What will you do within the NMO hour? It is for you to recap of the day. So if you have looked at the agenda, you would see that the NMO hour is actually within the lunchtime. And on the second day, we will have half an hour extra for the NMO hour. So you would have a recap of the day. You will be having planning with your delegation over what you're going to do for the rest of the day. It is for you to solve any problems or any issues that might have arose within the day, and you would report it back to your head of delegation, and the head of delegation will try to solve it within the OC or within a regional team. And as you know, we have the plenary on the second day. That's why we have more time in order to discuss with your NMO, with your delegation, about the decisions that we're going to take or vote upon within the plenary. So it is a decision-making place for your vote for which NMO is going to go, or which decision that your NMO should take regarding the documents that we have within the plenary. Salma?
Yep. So regarding the theme event, as you have seen, our theme event for this regional meeting is going to be on adolescents' health. It is one of the most important topics that we wanted to discuss with you. And as IFMSA, we recognize that many fields remain neglected. And for the past 4 years, we've been pushing at all levels to make adolescents' health a priority for health policy makers and other stakeholders. Holding a theme event around this specific topic, it's another way for us to show our commitment towards it. And this time approaching adolescents' health throughout different areas and having it in the context of the EMR. So we will have the theme event divided into 2 days. It's going to be on the first day and then in the second day. The first day, we will start with the plenary session, which is going to be mostly to get the importance and out of adolescent health and to get more into the agenda that we have prepared, it's gonna be a sort of panel that we are going to be facilitated by members from the regional team and officials attending. We will be covering the topics that are going to be discussed throughout the team event later on in those days. So we will have, after this first hour of panel discussion, two parallel workshops. The first one is on sexual and reproductive health, including HIV and AIDS. It's going to focus mainly on access to contraception, maternal mortality and morbidity, and HIV transmission. We will have for this workshop an external from UNAIDS country office, Dr. Kamel Alami, that is going to be with us. We will also have another workshop on alcohol and drugs use among adolescents that is going to be facilitated by our speaker from the Alcohol Youth Policy Network, Jan Pelosa, and who will provide us with an interactive space to discuss the use of alcohol and drugs in the EMR region and why adolescents are such a key affected population when it comes to substance use. So we will have some focal points such as diverse emerging drugs in the region and long-term health impact of substance use during adolescence. In the second day of the theme event, we will have two parallel workshops. First one is going to be on NCDs and healthy lifestyles. It's going to be facilitated by our external from the NCD Child Egypt, Dr. Malek Shaheen, who is going to give some space and focus on malnutrition and obesity and unhealthy habits during adolescence and how these lead to negative health outcomes once individuals reach adulthood. And last but not least, we will have the parallel workshop on the second day that is going to be on adolescent health and refugees, that is going to be coordinated by Dr. Hadmale, who is the mental health coordinator, program coordinator, at Cell Foundation. So here, as you have seen, the purpose of this theme event, we try to make it as general and open as possible. Whatever session you're attending during the day, you will find an area that will interest you in the workshops that we're offering. So if you're attending a SCORP session, you will have a parallel workshop that can interest you. If you're more SCOPH person, then you will have some workshops that you'll be able to attend, and same if you're coming for SCORP. If you're from SCOPE, SCORI, or SCOME, then I'm sure you'll find your happiness somewhere in those workshops that we're offering. We think it's really important at this moment for everyone to get involved. It is an important topic, and we have chosen this topic in accordance to the needs that we have seen in the region, and we have tried to adapt it in the best way possible so that everyone gets the benefit from this theme event. So make sure that you choose right your session. We have excellent externals that are going to be there. So you can talk to your head of delegation and try to attend different workshops so that all of your delegation is at the end aware of what's happening in different sessions that we're offering in the theme event. That's all from my side on this point. Moving on to the activities presentation. By Omnia. I think you're muted. Omnia, we cannot hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Very sorry. Okay, so it's Omnia again. I love to present to you the activities presentation, which has always been my favorite part of any EMR or any GA. So the point of the presentations as a presenter or as an attendee. I'll discuss the point as a presenter. You will have this opportunity to present your NMO activity and make sure that you take care of the allocated time that you have, and you have to keep practicing as much as you can so that you make sure that you go with the allocated time and you cannot cross it. And to be punctual about it. This is my first tip. My second one is that for you to be more specific and make sure of the specificity of your goals and objectives, as well as the evaluation of your impact. This is a very strong point that you will be judged upon in the criteria of the judges during the activities presentation. As for the attendees, I really recommend for you all to attend the activities presentation. It is very, very, very beneficial for you to learn about the activities of the other NMOs, to get inspired, and to use these activities in your NMOs. If you're inspired by one or two activity that you see that is very suitable and you can do it in your own NMO, then please make sure to attend it and to take notes about it. You don't have to attend for the presenter, but as much as to learn from the way that they're presenting their activity, their methodology, their ways of evaluation. It's very, very inspiring. For me, as I was an NPO, I really learned so much from the presentations, and I used some of the activities that were presented in my own NMO and in our own activities. So please make sure to attend, as well as good luck for the participants who will present their activities. And yeah, it's a beautiful experience. You'll learn so much from it. Thank you.
Thank you, Omnia. Now we will be talking a bit more about training sessions with Mahmoud.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mahmoud from Egypt, and I'm the Capacity Building Regional Assistant for the EMR. For the training session of our EMR, after reviewing the responses of the needs of our members and after talking with the EMR regional team, we have decided on having 4 topics in each training days of the EMR. For day 1, we'll be having creative thinking, motivation and empowerment, meaningful student involvement in medical education, projects management. And also for day 3, we'll be having advanced leadership, debating skills, team building, and we have been working on meeting both needs of our new members and our members who have been attending before regional meetings, so we'll focus on both basic and advanced skills. That's it for the training sessions, and see you in the EMR.
Okay, so now we're going to be discussing the joint sessions that we're going to be having in the EMR. So this year, all standing committee regional assistants, we thought that we would do something different. And we thought that maybe we wanted to expand a little more beyond our areas that we usually work with. This is why we have discussed having joint sessions as an independent part of the agenda of this EMR. We made sure that the topics are very different and are very relative to the region. So I'm going to go very quickly and say which topics we're going to be having in the joint session. The first one is sexual rights, human rights, and humanitarian settings, which is a joint session between SCORA and SCORP. This session will be conducted by Anshuruta Rudeyo, the SCORA director, and Oguna, the SCORP director. The second session is Ethics and Human Rights in Medical Curricula, and it's a joint SCORP SCOME session. The session will be conducted by our regional assistant for SCORP, Minna Rifai, and the NOMI from Association Tunisia, Mohamed Bilal Kouki. The third session would be Orange Exchanges, which is SCOPH and SCOPE session, which will be conducted by the SCOPE RA Iman and from IFMSA Morocco, Kinza. The fourth session is medical education related research, which is a joint SCORE session, which will be conducted by Maru, our SCOME regional assistant, and Adli, our SCORE regional assistant. And finally, the fifth one is applying public health strategies in the HIV endemic, which is a joint SCORP session, which will be conducted by our SCOPH regional assistant, Omnia, and myself, EHAB SCORA regional assistant. These sessions will be conducted in the second day, so February 7th, and at 4. The registration will be happening in the EMR, so please make sure that you read the description of all the joint session so that you pick which one is your favorite, and then you register for it before it's too full. You will have a favorite because we made sure that each of our committees have at least 2 different topics. So choose one of them, because sometimes in IFMSA, especially when we commit to one particular standing committee, we forget that there's a lot more to discover and a lot more to learn. So we worked really hard as regional team on these joint sessions, and we really, really hope to see you there. So that's it for my side, and we go to the plenary with Yazid.
Thank you, Ihab. So let's get to one of the best things that happen in any EMR or any General Assembly, the plenary. So for the plenary, this will be our first plenary that will happen within a regional meeting for the Eastern Mediterranean region, and that is due to the efforts that Salma put in, alongside with the people who submitted all the things that you're going to vote upon later on. So for the plenary, we have selected the plenary team. So the chair will be myself, Yazid. The vice chair will be Amar Hamani from IFMSA Morocco. The secretary will be Omar Al-Nagar from IFMSA Egypt, and the secretary assistant will be Omar Sanduqa from IFMSA Jordan. We're still lacking a couple of returning officers, which are vacant. So any NMO president or anyone from the attendees who feels like being part of the plenary, of the first plenary ever, you can approach Selma or approach me at any time and apply for it. So we're going to talk a little bit about the plenary agenda. So the plenary will be happening on the second day, from starting at 6 o'clock in the evening. It will last hopefully for 2 hours. So the plenary will start with an opening with Salma bin Taifa, the elections of the chairperson and vice chairperson, appointing of the secretaries, and the election of the returning officers to set up the plenary and started it. The adoption of the agenda, which I am showing it to you. So currently you can amend or add any point you would like to the agenda. So if you have any amendments, anything that you see that it needs to be added to the agenda, you can contact us in order to do so. Adoption of the report of the EMR regional team. So this is an initiative that the regional team have come up with to keep the region updated with what they are working upon. We have been sending our regional reports every month, our monthly reports. So we're going to send a report that concludes everything that we have been working upon from the beginning of the term till the EMR, which to the EMR server, and it will be adopted in the plenary itself. Changes to the IFMSA EMR regional IOGs, the internal operating guidelines. So as you know, we have our IOGs, and there have been a small working group coordinated by Salma that have been working upon for the past month on updating our regional internal operating guidelines, and they have come up with a lot of proposals to change. And so that will take quite some time from it. So if you have anything that you would like to discuss, I urge you to do that in the president's session in the time consisted for that. So we won't have more than a couple hours for the plenary. Afterwards, we'll have one of the most exciting things, the presentation for the host for the next EMR, for the EMR 15, as we have 3 candidates who applied to host, and of course the elections. At the end of it, we will have any other business and closure of the plenary for the first plenary ever for the EMR 18. So I would like to end up my part with some do and don'ts. So please do not forget that you come up on time. Please be punctual as much as you can in order to finish up on time. Bring your flag and mascot and read chapter 3 of the bylaws in order, if you are a first comer and this is the first time you attend the plenary, read the chapter 3 from the bylaws, specifically from 3.35 to 3.66. You will feel like if you read everything before you come, you would feel a lot into the plenary, and you will feel the joy of how decision-making body in IFMSA works. Please submit the motions to the regional director or myself before midnight of the day before the plenary starts. Have an offline copy of the documents on your laptop, since we do not know if you will have a stable internet connection at that time. Do not leave the hall without your voting card. You don't want to lose them for the end of the plenary. You can give them to the vice chair if you want to leave. and submit your statement to the secretaries if you have any at the end of the plenary. And like, the plenaries are kind of the best thing in the IFMSA, and it's really, really fun. So I urge you all to attend it, and I urge you to have as much fun as you can within it. Alma?
Yes.
To the activities fair.
Yeah, it's just that I lost my internet connection, so I'm not sure whether it worked for the plenary part.
Okay, it's for activities fair with Marwan.
Yes, Salman. So,
Yes.
like, here comes to another one of my favorite things about the EMR meetings or any other IFMSA meeting, which is the activities fair. It's as you can see in the photo, it's a very good opportunity for all participants of the regional meeting to meet and talk about the activities and the impact they are doing through the activities they are doing, whether they are from SCOME, SCOPH, SCORA, or SCORP. It's an amazing opportunity for you to meet activity coordinators, to learn from their experiences, to learn from their achievements and obstacles, as well as you can exchange ideas and build common activities and common strategic goals so you can work on them in the future as well. So I really urge you to participate in, if you're not presenting an activity, I urge you really to participate in the activities fair because it's a good learning opportunity for you. And my advice also for the activities fair presenters, what you should do is have a concise presentation for your activity. Share as many promotional material possible you can bring from your NMO so you can have a broad and a very nice presentation for your activity. And that's it from my side for the activities fair.
For the exchanges poster fair, I'll be talking to you about it. As I said earlier about the exchanges fair, that it will be only for exchange officers. We're having the exchange poster fair, where each NMO will be allowed a stand to present a poster about their exchanges and what they offer for incoming students in their NMOs. The poster should be good looking and should include information about all the exchange program, about the scientific program, and about the social program and everything. We the exchange officers, so make sure you work well on the poster and like present your best during this exchange poster fair. And also keep in mind that you can reuse the poster for the March meeting and for the August meeting and for any IFMSA meeting to present your exchanges. Thank you. See you on Marrakesh.
Thank you, Ali. So now we came to the fun part. The social program is that fun part that you will have after every day, because you have worked well and you saw that we have prepared a lot of great sessions for you, but you also deserve some fun nights, and the OCF is preparing nice events for you at evenings. So I'll just comment on the common things. We will have a culture night on day 2. For this, make sure that you bring your national food and drinks that you'd like to share with other members from other countries in order to present your country in the best way possible. You can also bring whatever traditional clothes and habits and traditional music and dances and performances and shows that you'd like to show to everyone in there. For the opening and closing ceremonies, that would be more like official, and for this you can coordinate it with your delegation if you have the habit to, but make sure that you have a nice and dress clothing for those parts. So that's all for the agenda, we've been through most of the points, actually through all of them. Hopefully, it was helpful, and we tried to keep it short and to the point, so that you know what to expect and what we need you to do or bring, or what you can expect from us. So as final notes, the EMR regional meeting is going to be awesome. It's that space that you're gonna use to open your mind and heart and discover new cultures and new ways of seeing the world. I would really recommend that you prepare everything that you need to do in advance, and try to make it easier for you once there. Once there, try to talk to everyone and share your experiences and success stories, and don't be shy during sessions, because everyone was there for the first time eventually, and you don't want to be shy, and you don't want to miss whatever talk and interesting talk that you'll have with another member attending. Make sure you take the most out of it. It's gonna be tiring, because as any IFMSA event, it must be, but at the end, it's gonna be worth it. So try to rest if you can before coming to Marrakesh, because once there, it's gonna be really intense for some days, but it's gonna be a wonderful experience. I can assure you that, and I really, really hope that you'll take the most out of it. So now we have some minutes, 5 minutes left for questions.
Yes. We only have one question, and it's directed to you alongside with Ihab. So for the members who are really interested and won't be able to make it, is there any way we can participate in this session for SCORA, an online thing maybe? So Ihab or Salma?
Okay, I'll start. Well, thank you actually for suggesting this. We haven't thought about it yet. So yes, we will try to think of something to make sure that everyone feels as a part, whether by giving inputs or by giving their opinions, but just be ensured that you will have everything that went in the sessions when we send you the follow-up kits, and you will have all the information that happened in the session. If you still have any questions after that, and if you still want to know more about one of the topics that we discussed in the SCORP sessions, please make sure to contact me at any time, and I would love to answer all the questions. Salma, if you have anything to add on this point.
Well, not much to add, but same, if you have anything that you'd like to share prior to the meeting, you can, and that there is no one attending the specific session from your animal that you can give your message to. Make sure that you contact the standing committee regional assistant in advance. You have the survival kit, you know what the topics that we're going to address. So if you have a specific opinion or stance on something, you can direct us directly, and we will be more than happy to present your opinion in case you won't be able to be present in there. Other than that, is there anything?
Yes, we have another question from Limsek, Lebanon. When will the final EMR team report be sent?
Okay, I guess this is about the EMR team report that is going to be presented in the plenary.
No, when is it going to be sent? That's what.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's it. When is it going to be sent to the animals prior to the regional meetings, because it's going to be voted on during the plenary. So we will try to send it before the start of the pre-EMR. So it's gonna be on the 1st of February. You will receive the EMR team report, so you can review it and you have an idea what you're voting on during the plenary. It's also something that we are going to present in the first day when we'll be reviewing the first quarter of the term. Okay. That's it for the questions. just a funny comment I can see. Saad Wakas is saying that one thing that he can ensure us is that there will be a good internet connection in Marrakesh, so we do not have to worry about this. That would be awesome, and I guess everyone attending, specifically the plenary team and even general members, will be happy to hear about that. If you do not have any more questions, we're going to end this webinar. Thank you everyone for watching. Thank you, dear lovely regional team. We hope that this webinar was useful for you, and hopefully we're gonna meet in the next few days. Make sure that you check the survival kits that were shared with you. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to contact us at any time. Your standing committee regional assistant would be happy to help. Our regional assistant for capacity building will be happy to help. Our general assistant and myself will be there for you in case of anything, even from now until during the regional meeting and even after, you know that. But in case you need any kind of help, do not hesitate to contact us. As I said before, come prepared. It's really important. Bring everything that you need so that you do not have to worry about it once then. IFMSA Morocco President Saad is also welcoming you again and hoping to see you very soon. On behalf of the regional team, I'd like to thank you and have a good night. Bye, everyone.